So many people had interesting ideas from the list that we went ahead and we opened Pandora's box and allowed for submissions on Facebook. And, well, I'm not disappointed. Don't think 30% of you guys have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button. Smash it so we can climb up the 100K ladder. This is Fossil Adamantipator Punk. I wonder what that acronym stands for. So this is actually an interesting little take. A couple of these lists are just things that people have been having fun with and just kind of starting to have success with. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh! Players are very notorious for having like their little brainchild decks they just enjoy messing around with and are able to kind of create unique combos or scenarios with. And in this case, you know, we're using, you know, the Fossil engine, which is our rocks. Our Adamantipator combo to excavate those rocks, and then the Punk engine for additional synergy for it. All right, gotta love little like lines of synchro play you can do. So we have one copy of Adamantipator Analyzer, 2 copies of Dragite, triple copies of Researcher, 2 copies of Bigfoot. This is actually a pretty interesting inclusion in this deck. Honestly, I understand like these are bigger monsters that we can deploy as we're like going through combo and things like that. Or if we need to like offshoot draw an additional resource as like a combo extender, we can. We have 1 copy of Mothman, same thing here, additional resource draw. We have 2 Thunderbirds, 1 Jackalope, with 1 copy of Tsuchinoko. We have triple copies of Effect Feeler, 1 Ghost Ogre, 1 Madam Spider, 1 Necrosynchron. This is actually interesting that we've managed to make it all the way in here with playing this. Also level manipulation. We have 2 copies of Dianote, triple copies of Foxy Tune, triple copies of Ogre Dance, triple copies of Zeman, with 1 Plague Spreader, 1 Spore, 2 copies of the Shirakosai, triple copies of Weathering Soldier. This lets you actually add your Fossil Fusion. Alright. Yay. We did need some basic value in here. We have 1 Called by the Grave, triple Emergency Teleport, triple Forbidden Chalice, and then Fossil Fusion. So for those of you that are like, why bother playing this? So you can Fossil Fusion a Fossil Fusion monster. There we go. So you can fusion summon a Fossil Fusion monster from your extract by banishing fusion materials mentioned on it from any graveyards except for the materials with a specific graveyard requirement listed. If you banish monsters from both graveyards, neither player can target that special summon monster with monster effects. If a face-up fossil monster or monsters you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, while this card is in your graveyard, you can add this card from your graveyard to your hand. So they actually made this card very user-friendly in terms of recurability, which is actually really nice. Like, I give the fossil stuff a little bit of credit. Konami tried very, very well to make sure that it could stick around and be viable. We have 1 Pot of Avarice and 1 copy of the Joruke Punk Dangerous Gabu. Then in the extract, we have 1 Hulk, 1 Apo with 1 Hope Harbinger, 1 copy of the Amazing Dragon, 1 Psychic Imp Punisher, 1 King Calamity, 1 Abyss Archfiend, 1 Formula, with 1 Chaos Ruler. We have 1 Moonlit, 1 Baron de Fleur, 1 Repite with 1 Rising Carp, 1 Fossil Warrior Skull King, and then we have 1 copy of the Skull Buggy. Probably going to be your most generic one to make here. Then we have triple Denko Rekka, no back row allowed. Triple copies of Droll Lockbird. We have 1 copy of the Skull Gios. Then we have triple copies of Dark Ruler No More, 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, triple copies of Twin Twisters, and 1 copy of Red Rebuto here, wrapping up, well, FAP, the deck. It's an interesting concept. I do like when players, once again, can mess around with these fun little ideas that they come up with and get recognition for them. You know, it's a new format here. People want to see some interesting ideas. There's one for you. The next one, this is a pile of cards. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, what are we doing here? Why are we doing, you know, Caspar shenanigans with the max package? Well, it just so happens that, yeah, Base did get blown up off of the face of the planet with this list, but that doesn't mean that other decks still can't take the Eldritch package, take the Draw package, and combine it with the adventure stuff to create this weird hodgepodge pile of cards, because that's exactly what you have in front of you right now. You literally have Lich, Dogmatica, Magical Musketeer, Adventure, the deck. I don't even know what you call this, but the duelist that has been playing this said that this has been their little brainchild for a little while. They've had a lot of fun playing this, and like I said, that was the point of this video, was showing people here that these ideas exist. They might not be broken to the best of their ability yet, or they're just something that you can pick up and go have fun on a locals level with, just to kind of 2-0 a couple people and get some free chicken tendies. So we have 2 copies of Ecclesia. We have 1 copy of Fleur de Lis, the Knighted. We have 1 Maximus, 2 copies of Eldritch the Golden Lord, triple copies of Caspar. We have 1 copy of the Doc, 2 copies of Kid Brave, triple copies of Starfire, 2 copies of Souls. We have 1 Wandering Griffon Rider, triple copies of Water Enchanters, 2 Illusion of Chaos. We have 1 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Cursed Land, 1 Double or Nothing, 1 Dracoback, 1 Faithful Adventure, 1 Foolish Bro. We have 2 copies of the Cross Domination, 2 Nadir Servants, triple copies of Prep, triple copies of Rite of Armesier, triple copies of Small World. The fact that you still, to this point, can get free value out of this is absolutely amazing. We have 1 Upstart Goblin, 2 Conks, 2 Punishments, triple copies of Scarlet Sanguine, 2 copies of Higuero, 2 copies of the Dancing Needle, 2 Desperado, 2 Last Stand, and 1 copy of Schism. Schism still gets value here, ladies and gentlemen, which is actually kind of nuts to me. We have 2 copies of Max, 1 Linkuriboh, 1 Unicorn with 1 Phoenix, 1 Access Code. We have 1 copy of Utopia Double or Nothing, Steal the Game from my opponent. We have 1 Utopia, we have 1 Titaniclad, 1 Starting Venom, 1 Dragostapelia, 1 Anantis, 1 Winda, 1 Construct, and 1 copy of App Cologne. Side deck here we have triple Token Collector, triple copies of Lightning Storm, triple copies of Super Polymerization, triple copies of Dimensional Barrier, and we have triple copies of Summon Limit here, wrapping up our hodgepodge turbo list. The last list I have for you guys here is from Akino. Akino actually got the chance to go to locals last night. I know, that's really weird. Anyway, got a chance to go to locals for new format and ended up getting 3rd place with this 60 card pile here, which shows that once again, new format, things are swinging into amazingness here. Players are once again finding themselves with success right now. So, Verti Anaconda, what? So we have 1 copy of Celestial with 1 Dasher, triple copies of the Golden Chicken Nugget. We have 2 copies of Fallen Albaz, triple copies of the Keeper of Magic. If this card is normal or special, you can discard 1 card to add a Polymerization normal or Fusion normal spell card from your deck to your hand. I wonder which of these we can add. Well, that's interesting. You reveal a fusion monster from your extra deck, especially will summon 1 of the fusion materials in that monster from your graveyard in face down defense position. You can only use the effect of Keeper of Dragon Magic once per turn, and cannot special summon monsters from the extra deck except for fusion monsters the turn you activate either of this card's effects. Well, that's fine. I'm just going to roll, branded fusions across the table here. We have 2 copies of the Lord of the Heavenly Prison, 1 copy of the Light Seal Fusion, 1 Dark Magician with 1 Red Eyes. We have triple copies of Branded Fusion, 1 Called by the Grave, triple Cursed Land, 1 Eld Elixir, 2 Fusion Destiny, triple Red Eyes Fusion. We have 1 Branded Retribution, triple Conk, triple copies of Dogmatica Punishment, triple Scarlet Sanguine, 1 Golden Land Forever, triple Gozen Match, triple Higuero, triple copies of Ravelry, triple copies of Skill Drain, triple copies of Psalms T-Reich, triple Summon Limit, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Then we have 1 Link Spider, 1 Imduke, 1 Juggernaut Libby with 1 Gustav, 1 Zeus, 1 Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, 2 Mirror Jades, 2 Lubellions, 2 Anantis, 1 Destiny Hero Destroyer Phoenix Enforcer, and 2 copies of Albion. Side deck here we have triple Godarla, triple Lava Golem, 1 Big Ball, triple Dimensional Barrier, triple Evenly Matched, and 2 copies of The Huge Revolution is Over, wrapping up this chunk of deck profiles for you guys. So what do you guys think about, well, what is to come out of this? I think there's a lot of interesting stuff kind of moving around here in the format, and when ideas are present right now, that players can mess around with. That's what I like to see. So guys, please leave a comment down below, tell me what you're seeing. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.